welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashanti. If this is your first time here, if it's not your first time here, welcome back. Before we even get into today's video, if you're not subscribed, make sure you do so. Go ahead and join my little growing family. We are halfway to 1K, so make sure y'all go ahead and hop on there before we even get into anything. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a second trimester update. I did do a first trimester update, so I figured it would only make sense to follow up with this one before we hit the finish line. So if there's something that y'all want to see, then just keep on watching. I'm gonna just kind of go through like everything the same way that I did for my first trimester update. I have everything written down so I don't forget anything, and because I've been like logging everything so that I don't like miss out on any like important details. Again, my pre-pregnancy weight was 120. I'm currently weighing 145, so I've gained 25 pounds so far, and I'm at 28 weeks in a few days. I think like 28 weeks and 4 days, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, so far I've gained 25 pounds. So the last time that I got an ultrasound done, I believe was 24 weeks, and it was my anatomy ultrasound. So baby is measuring a few weeks ahead. He's developing very well, and he's very active. He's not sitting still right now as I'm talking. So if y'all see me like making any facial expressions, it's because like he be kicking and stretching out and all of that, and sometimes it be catching me off guard, so just ignore it. I've done 2 glucose screenings. I did one at 20 weeks, and then I just did another one this past week at my last doctor's appointment for my 28-week checkup. And I've had to do 2 because my doctor considers me to be high risk because of how much weight that I gained while I was pregnant with Micah. While I was pregnant with Micah, I gained over 70 pounds. Micah was 8'11", and I had him vaginally, and she was saying that like usually in that case I would have definitely had to have had a C-section. So she's just wanting to watch things a little more closely just based off of how my last pregnancy went. So she just monitored me very closely, but nothing has actually happened during this pregnancy for me to be considered high risk, besides, you know, her trying to avoid the same thing that happened while I was pregnant with Micah. Along with her considering me being high risk, each time that I've done like my little like levels testing to like check my vitamin levels and everything, it's come out that I've been like vitamin D deficient. So I've been having to take more vitamin D supplements on a daily basis. So that's just how things have been going with me. But on the bright side, I have no gestational diabetes, but like my vitals have always been like very normal, very average, so that's good. She just watching everything, like I said. So for baby's development, I do keep up with everything through 2 apps. I use the Flow app, which I wasn't initially using to keep up with my pregnancy. That's just the app that I was using to keep up with like my period, because like you could track like what days you're sexually active, like your bodily symptoms, how your period is, and then of course if you miss your period, it goes into pregnancy mode. So that's one app that I use. And then I use Baby Center, which I also used that app when I was pregnant with Micah. I'll just link both of them below. I think they're both pretty good, pretty helpful and informative. So I'm just gonna read out baby's development from week 13 to week 26, because that's what's considered to be the second trimester. So I'm not gonna say like 13, 14. I'm gonna just read like each line and then I'll stop like when I get to 26. So for the second trimester, baby developed, he could form and release urine. Of course the sex becomes more apparent, which is when you can get like your gender revealed through the ultrasound. Baby's scalp and hair pattern developed. His eyes move slowly. His toenails and fingernails start to harden. He can start to hear and digest food. And then the vernix caseosa, which I believe is just like the coating that protects his skin. Like if you ever see like the slimy stuff that's on babies when they're born, that's what it is. He's developing a sleep and awake pattern. I'm not sure how true that is, because it seems like he's never asleep, especially when I'm trying to sleep, but that's what it says. He has a sucking reflex, so if he wants to suck his thumb, he could do that. His eyebrows developed, finger and footprints. His skin is wrinkled and translucent, so depending on like how much melanin he's gonna develop, I mean he's still a little bit see-through, but you know. He can respond to my voice, so if I'm talking a lot or like if I'm singing a song or something like that, then he'll move a little bit more. And then his lungs have started to produce surfactants, so that just like helps prepare them to breathe in like actual oxygen once they're born. So that's everything. or everything that I have written down from like what my apps informed me about during the second trimester. I didn't have a lot of cravings, kind of like similar to the first trimester, but like when I did, they would only last like maybe a day or two, or they would like come and go, to where I would like be, or I would have the urge to like eat or drink certain things like more than I usually would, or if I would ever. I craved Taco Bell a lot. Like there was one period to where I ate Taco Bell for lunch while I was at work, like every day for like 2 to 3 weeks straight. And I always ate the same thing every time I went, which was a beefy 5-layer burrito with light beans. And I don't know why, but I was just craving it, so that's what I was having. I would crave blue raspberry slushies from 7-Eleven. That actually sounds like pretty good right now. The only thing I don't like about that is that it turns my lips blue. I was craving watermelon. And y'all, every time I go to my granny house, she has some good watermelon. Like if my granny can't do nothing else, she could pick some watermelon. So, and then very, 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 very suddenly, this one definitely caught me off guard. I started craving iced coffee, in which I've never been that big of a coffee drinker, especially like when I had braces, because I didn't want to stain my teeth. But yeah, I found myself at the store buying stuff to make iced coffee. I didn't go to like Starbucks or anything like that. I just bought it and made it at home myself. That way I can know exactly what was going into it, or I can make sure I wasn't getting any caffeine or dairy. So yeah, nothing else really comes to mind when I think about cravings. I've been drinking plenty of water, and like I started doing this thing to where when I drink the cup of water, I eat the ice out of it and then refill and do the same thing over and over. I'm not sure if that's considered a craving, but I've never been the type of person to eat ice. Some of the symptoms I've been having, I've definitely been having pregnancy brain a whole lot. Like if I didn't write any of this stuff down, I wouldn't have anything to say for this video because I would not remember anything. If I don't write anything down or like put it in my notes or set a reminder or something like that, I will forget. The next symptom I've been having is insomnia. This is another thing that just like comes and goes. Sometimes if I can like kind of tell earlier in the night that I'm having a hard time going to sleep, I can kind of like knock it out with Benadryl. That way I can make sure I'm getting some type of rest. But for the most part, like it just comes suddenly, like, or I'll wake up in the middle of the night at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and then I'm just up for no reason. And then along with that, something weird that's been happening is I've been having a sudden urge to sleep on my stomach. And I've never really been a stomach sleeper. Even when I wasn't pregnant, I've always like been the person that sleeps on their side. So there's been some nights where when I did wake up in the middle of the night, I'll catch myself sleeping on my stomach. It actually happened to me last night. And when y'all see like the bump shot at the end, you're gonna be like, girl, how in the hell were you sleep on your stomach? But there's that. I've definitely been having a lot of mood swings. I get very irritated, very impatient, or like sometimes I like feel the urge to cry and I don't even know why. Like I've caught myself like just sitting here watching TV or something and my eyes start watering and I'm like why? Like I don't even be knowing. I've only had swollen feet once or twice, which I'm very, very, very thankful for. That has not been something that was consistent because it makes it hard to do anything. It's just like very uncomfortable. You can't even wear shoes. So that's something that came and went. Hopefully it don't come back. Sore boobs, of course. I feel like if I don't have to wear a bra, that's probably like the best part of my day is when I get home and I can just take off my bra, because wearing any type of bra is uncomfortable, whether it's wired, unwired, a sports bra. I have nursing bras and like maternity bras. They're still uncomfortable. So when I'm at home, I'm not wearing a bra. At the beginning of the second trimester, my gums were very sensitive. Again, that's something I've never really dealt with, is having sensitive gums, because I do have pretty good oral hygiene. But I would find myself like brushing my teeth and my gums would like sting or like bleed when I was like brushing or flossing. That only lasted for maybe a week or two and then it went away. And then also at the beginning of the second trimester, I was having like blurry vision, and I knew it wasn't like me needing to replace my contacts or anything, because I keep up with that on my calendar, like when I need to replace my contacts. But like I would like just be sitting there looking at something throughout the day, and I would find myself like having to blink multiple times or having to rub my eyes just to like clear my vision up and be able to see clearly. Another thing that I have been experiencing, I'm not even sure if this will be considered a symptom, but I had randomly started like itching and burning all over my stomach, and like the next morning when I woke up, it looked like I broke out in hives everywhere, and the skin on my stomach, it looked like it was broken, like it had been bleeding, like it was not fun to look at. But a few weeks had gone by and it still wasn't healing, so because of that I went ahead and switched over what I have been using on my stomach, which I know initially I was using the Palmer body oil and cocoa butter lotion. I think that's what it was. But now I've just been using the Aquaphor healing ointment, and I use that just because I know that's made to like heal dry cracked skin or like wounds and things like that, because that's what I used when Micah had a circumcision whenever he was first born. So I just use that because I know it's made to help heal the skin while also keeping it moisturized. I'll probably insert a picture of that just so y'all can see exactly what it looked like. And then the last thing that I have for my symptoms list is congestion. That's something that I dealt with the entire time I was pregnant with Micah, but it's been very light this pregnancy, which I'm grateful for. So usually like at nighttime or whenever I'm getting ready to go to bed, my nose will get really stuffy to where I cannot breathe out of either nostril. Benadryl wouldn't help. Nasal spray wouldn't help. So I only dealt with that for maybe like a week or two with this pregnancy. But like I said, I dealt with that the entire time I was pregnant with Micah, and I was miserable the whole time because of that, which made it hard for me to sleep at night. And it was only at night. Okay, y'all, that is it for my second trimester update. Like I said, I'll have the apps that I use linked down below. And I guess I should do a bump shot because why not? I mean, I guess some people actually come to watch these videos just for that. So I'll go ahead and insert a bump shot. Okay, so here's how my belly is looking now. Right here is just the holes from where I had my belly button pierced a few years back. Here's what my belly button actually is. And now I do have the linea negator, which I did not have the last time. But as y'all can see, I am carrying very low, which I did with Micah also, but I feel like this baby is getting bigger way faster. So he looks way lower already. And then I've just been wearing, of course, maternity leggings and jeans, which I've only really been able to find at Target. So that's where everything that I have on came from. So I'll just link it down below just in case. Okay, y'all, so that's gonna be it for this video. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Like I said at the beginning, if you're not subscribed, make sure you hop on it. Make sure to do so. That way y'all can see when I upload again in the future. I will be vlogging like labor and delivery and all that type of stuff, so just be on the lookout for that. I mean, we still got a few more weeks until then, but still be on the lookout for it. That's something y'all can be anticipating. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and turn on that notification bell, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.